What's poppin'? How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you and hope they get better. Just wanted to hop on here to make a video, and I know what you're thinking. This sure don't look like Borderlands 4, obviously. But I did want to just talk about something that's in Borderlands 3 that I hope they bring over to Borderlands 4. Uh, and that specifically is just the weapon inspect inside of Borderlands 3 versus Borderlands 4. And I'll show Borderlands 4 later. But basically, the whole reason my mind flocked to this idea is before Borderlands 4 came out, I was craving it. I was craving my little Borderlands fix. So I was just grinding 3, and all I was doing was just going, finding a weapon, figuring out the loot source for that weapon, and then going and farming it until I got a perfectly parted gun. And if you don't know what that means, is all guns in Borderlands are made up of different parts. Granted, some of them have more parts than others, like they did this accessory thing in BL3. I don't know if that's a thing in BL4, and I'll show you why when I get there. But all the guns have set rolls. There's certain parts that don't switch between guns. Like, let's see. Like some guns, like for example in the Hellwalker, it has the same parts regardless. You will not find a Hellwalker with any different parts, so if you find one, you've got it. Other guns have more variable parts, like the Chaosin, for example, which is a gun in BL4 now. It rolls 3 body accessories, 3 barrel accessories, and it has a chance to not roll some of these. It can roll a different bolt. The rail is the same. It can roll a different magazine, a different foregrip, a different grip, a different stock. So farming certain god rolls on certain guns in BL3 could either take a few, runs, or it could take you quite some time to get a perfect roll on a gun. And that's all I was doing. That's what I really enjoyed. And what I like about 3's system is because you can go in here and inspect the parts. This screen, they can get rid of it. I don't even know what the point of this is. Same with this. Like, it's cool to see the manufacturer challenges, I guess. But you just need this and the parts. Because you can actually go in and compare guns to each other and see what parts are different between them, so you know what randomly rolls, and then you can see what part is giving you what. Like, I can see that the bolt's giving me a little bit extra damage, the mag's giving me another extra damage bump there, this is giving me some critical, that's giving me some fire rate, that's giving me some critical damage, and you can go through and check every gun that you drop on the ground, and, look for your god rolls. Like, some of the stuff that I got that I kind of want to show off, I got perfect parts. Like, I got a Breath of the Dying that I farmed for. This took quite a while. But the things that switch on this gun is the bolt. It can be fire rate or accuracy. Obviously, you want fire rate. Got a damage foregrip, critical damage grip, damage mag. So I'm pumping as much damage as physically possible. The whole goal of the Borderlands series, I feel like, is just mid-maxing your build to the absolute extent. And being able to see this is a helpful, side of that. Granted, you'll have third-party websites and whatnot to rely on as the game gets updated into those third-party websites. But getting perfectly parted guns is like part of the chase. It's part of the grind. And with the new system that I'm going to hop to now in Borderlands 4, let me just show you this. Let me show off a few more things before I switch over. I got a perfectly parted convergence, which it's not great, but at least I have it. It's cool to look at. If you don't know what any of these guns are, that's fine. You don't have to. This one is one part away from being perfectly god rolled. So, the dream is always damage, and theoretically, you don't have to use the weapon inspect. Like, you can just look at the damage numbers, compare the damage numbers between the two guns, and go, I want bigger number. You could do it that way, right? You don't have to interact with it, but having it there is nice. Like, for this one, every part is great except for the foregrip being accuracy and projectile speed. I could have had it all, but let me show off a few more. I got a perfectly parted clairvoyance. Got the 3 accessories: critical hit on the bolt, damage mag, damage foregrip, damage stock, and that's all it can roll on there. But I don't know. It's kind of cool to have like perfectly parted guns, like stuff that you put a lot of farm in for. Same thing with like class mods work functionally the same with the benefits that roll on them. Granted, exotics only roll 2 in BL4, but like I farmed these for quite a while to get perfect ones, and I have this one. This is like the god tier. This is my baby that turns all ARs into just beamers. So I throw this guy on, the magical damage trio of Stackbot and Pearl. Literally just, oh. Let me show you. Like, this is what damage looked like in the first game. If you were unaware and you haven't watched anything on BL3 and BL4 is your first game, You know, happy for you. Glad that you're here, you know, playing the game, enjoying yourself. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. But the craving that we all crave is just this. This is what we min-max for. It's this right here. That's what we want to see. That's all we care about. We will spend hours upon hours grinding this game, grinding any Borderlands game, just to see that happen. So now I'm going to switch over to bl4 and show you what their inspect looks like, and give a few suggestions. And here we are in bl4, and obviously, you know, each game's got its own UI. That's not what I'm here for. What I'm here for is if I click the weapon inspect on this gun now, that's all you see. And if you want to view the individual parts on the gun to see like what changes between them, you don't. All you get is you can reread the stuff that's on, like that stuff that you can read. You can read it from right here. It's the exact same in the spec screen, but you do get to see this, which is nice. You can't really see these secondary stats from the screen, so you'll notice these change between all of your roles, and you'll notice that there's different parts, but you're not quite sure what part is doing what. And I do get that technically they don't need to show all the individual parts of the gun because the focus of the game is the license parts. So, you know, if you're farming for a certain rainbow vomit, right, and all you care about is getting the certain license parts that it can roll with, I get that that's the focus, but still farming for like a perfect, you know, 10 out of 10 gun with perfect parts and perfect license parts as well should be, you know, seeable from the game. Like, I should be able to see each individual part, what it's doing to the gun, so I can understand what's happening, and through better understanding, I can farm for the exact one I want without having to rely on resources outside of the game. Granted, those will probably get updated as time goes on, but that's just the kind of what I wanted to talk about today, and hopefully, you know, it gets spread around, and maybe it becomes something that they add later on the game, because, you know, Borderlands 3 is a finished game. That's a finished product. It's all set and done. No more changes to it. bl4 is not fully out yet because they have to go through their whole development cycle of releasing all their DLC, making changes to the game and whatnot. You know, it's basically live service-esque until it is a completed game. But I just wanted to hop on here and talk about that. It would be nice that if there was more to either read on the gun card or in here, but hopefully they update it or add some more functionality to the inspect screen that would make it more enjoyable for players like me who do enjoy seeing the parts in the gun. And if you don't care about any of that and this whole video is null and void for you, you know, more power to you. Play the game how you want. I just wanted to make this video. Thanks for watching. See ya.